Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations. I've been thinking a lot lately about a question that came up a few videos ago having to do with the way in which the Morse code would best be learned. Should you send the letters fast and leave a lot of space between them? Or should you send them at whatever cadence applies to the number of words a minute at which you're trying to learn the code? Now that's kind of a nebulous question, but so I'll put it more clearly. Here's the way that W1AW used to do it when I worked there, and I think probably still they do it that way. I haven't checked. But the letters themselves, at speeds slower than 13 words a minute, are always sent at the cadence appropriate for 15 words a minute, 1-5. So that if you were to send those characters at that speed and you intended to transmit at 15 words a minute, you would have perfect cadence, perfect digital patterns for your code. I'm not going to go into all the details about how that works because it would require probably several videos to do that, and it would get so technical. If you go faster than 15 words a minute, then the letters automatically have a cadence that goes along with the speed at which you're sending. So at 30 words a minute, for example, the letters themselves, like A, da, B, da, dit, etc., go at a cadence that applies perfectly for the rhythm of the code at which and whatever speed you're sending. That's when you go 15 words a minute or faster. Now, if you go 13 words a minute, or if W1AW used to actually slow the characters down slightly so that they went at the proper cadence that would make perfect rhythm at 13 words a minute. But then, at speeds slower than that, they increased the letter cadence back up to 15 words a minute, all the way down to whatever it was. 5 words a minute was the slowest speed at which they sent. And I remember their speeds were 5, 7.5, 10, 13, 15, 18, and that applied only to bulletins, not to code practice, 20, 25, 30, 35, and occasionally for special qualifying bonus, to get a bonus little sticker on your code proficiency certificate, they occasionally sent 40 words a minute. But I guess the rule of thumb, or the thumb of rule, as a Hungarian friend of mine used to say, is that you never send the letters themselves at a speed that would apply to anything less than 13 words a minute. But at all other speeds, it's 15 words a minute or greater. So for those who want to learn the code, you're not going to want to learn it right off the bat at 15 or 18 or 20 words a minute. At least most people won't. They'll want to learn it at a speed, slower speed, like 5 or 7 words a minute. In which case, the letters or the characters themselves, A, B, C, D, period, colon, semicolon, slash, parentheses, question mark, all of those, they should always be sent at 15 words a minute, or the speed which would correspond to perfect cadence at 15 words a minute. And at 13 words a minute, you can send them at 15. It'll just sound a little bit odd. But once you get to 15 words a minute and greater, the letters are proportionate for the digital pattern that comprises Morse code, and it sounds just like I was going to say a tape recorder. That dates me, doesn't it? Running faster and faster and faster. So if I would recommend starting your quest to learn the Morse code at a slow speed, like 5 or 7 words a minute, but always send the characters themselves at the appropriate speed for 15 words a minute. I have a keyboard keyer that I could use, I could demonstrate that with, but unfortunately it's down in a black file cabinet sitting on the floor of the cold, dark nerd cave. And I'll be doggone if I'm going to go down and fetch that thing to try and demonstrate that. It would just make things more complicated. But my answer to the question about how much spacing should you leave between characters, once you get below 15 words a minute, stay with the characters, the letters that is, at a 15 word a minute cadence and just increase the spacing between them. Even if you go down to only 1 word a minute, leave enough space and send those characters inside the character itself, like the letter, say, Q, da, da, di, da. Send that at 15 words a minute and just add extra space between that and the rest of whatever words you want to send. So you might send di, da, da, di, da, 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 dit, di, 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 da. W1GV saying 73, and so long, which in my native fist translates to di-di-di-da-di-da.